So this is Battlefield 1. The open beta is finally upon us. Today I'm going to give some impressions of the game. So there's been talk about this game for quite some time, and now we finally get to play it. It's nice to jump in and see what it's all about. Right here you're watching some PC gameplay, by the way. The game is of course available on all platforms. So to set the scene a little bit, the game is set in World War I, and it's essentially what you'd expect from a Battlefield game, but obviously you're using weapons and gadgets which were actually a thing at the time, and that's pretty cool. On the whole, they've done a pretty good job of getting the atmosphere right, which is one of DICE's strong points, as well as the fact that the game looks absolutely astounding visually. It's clear that they've developed the engine no end, with games like Star Wars Battlefront being pretty important in the process, and this is definitely one of the best looking games I've ever seen, especially running on PC right here. It's pretty awesome. In terms of gameplay, there's a lot of cool stuff in the game. So we have the usual 4 classes based on Assault, Engineer, Medic, and Recon, or whatever the relevant names are for Battlefield 1. Across the board, you're going to find some World War I gear, so there's things like dynamite, spiked clubs, gas masks, bayonets. It's pretty awesome, and they've done a really good job with the mechanics and handling of the game. It is still a little bit glitchy and buggy when you're climbing over things or on horseback, which is now totally a thing, and that's pretty awesome. But you do get that kind of typical feeling that you're on the Frostbite engine. Some things are pretty buggy, but I would say that so far it feels like one of the better Battlefield or DICE games as far as mechanics go, so that's pretty awesome. Overall, the gameplay feels really good. There are a few balance issues for me though. Firstly, tanks feel a little bit overpowered compared to, say, Battlefield 4 or something like that, because there are far fewer ranged anti-vehicle weapons in the game, which make things more difficult. And of course, trying to land dynamite on a tank is not necessarily the easiest thing, and it doesn't feel as easy to do in this game, you know, as say throwing C4 on a tank in previous Battlefield games. For me though, the tanks just feel, you know, a little bit too strong with too few ways to damage them. This is just my opinion, of course. They've also added hero type characters similar to Star Wars Battlefront. You get this one armored soldier with an LMG and another guy who has a flamethrower. Again, for me right now, these are a little bit OP. They have a hell of a lot of health, and they're very powerful. Personally, I don't really think they needed to be in the game. I'm not saying they're not fun, I just don't get quite why they're there. Again, this is just my opinion. It's certainly not a game-breaking element. Outside of all of these things though, personally, everything is pretty good right now, and I think it could be one of the better Battlefield experiences for the past few years. So right now in the beta we have 2 modes. We have Conquest and Rush, which are of course both classic Battlefield game modes, and this iteration of the game mode seems to play pretty well. I've only played on the Sinai Desert map, I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure if we even get other maps in this beta. I've played quite a lot and I just get the same map. On the whole though, I am very impressed with the game. I've been waiting for this for quite some time, and I really love how beautiful the game is. It's been running very well as well at 1440p on a GTX 1070, which is what you're seeing in this gameplay. I'm looking forward to downloading this on consoles as well to see how it plays out. But there you go guys, just a quick look and a few thoughts about the Battlefield 1 open beta. It's absolutely worthwhile whether you're a Battlefield fan or not. It's a pretty good experience, especially since it costs nothing right now. You never know, you might find a game that you really enjoy, so get in there and take a look. But these are just a few thoughts guys. Like I said, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of Battlefield 1, whether you've played it yet or whether you have any interest in playing it. If you have enjoyed the video, a like below is also appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe for a lot more gaming content. But for now, you guys have an awesome day.